Hello, this is Micah Buzan. Just gonna be coloring some art from this coloring book I made called Halloween Madness. Well, sorry that I'm a couple minutes late on starting this live stream. Let me know if anyone can hear the volume, if it sounds okay. And oh crap, it's saying. Let me know if anyone can hear the. Oh, okay, hold on. What's up, the chosen one? Thanks for joining. I haven't colored in a long time. Actually, I've been kind of taking a break from drawing all month. Can you hear it? Awesome, thanks. Thanks for letting me know. This is the second live stream I'm done. I hope to do more of these and to explore different types of things to do during these. But last time I played kalimba music, so I figured this time I'd focus on visual art because it's kind of relaxing. So yeah, this is actually a coloring book I drew 2 years ago. I made it in Manga Studio, and then so yeah, all the pictures were colored digitally, or drawn digitally, I mean. But right now I'm just going to be coloring it in colored pencils. It's just kind of silly Halloween pictures. Oh, thanks for saying killer drawings. So yeah, if you guys are doing anything, let me know. Like if you're making art or something. And this thing I'm using to hold the pages down is actually my Switch. But I put some of my business cards in front of it because I never hand them out. So I might as well put the business cards to use. I printed like 2,000 of them a couple years ago. I've actually talked to a few other artists who have done similar things where they print out a ton of business cards and then like the only person that hands them out is their mom to completely irrelevant people. I'm not gonna really be doing anything fancy, I don't think. My brain is pretty fried from animating the past couple years. I definitely feel like I'm reaching a breaking point as far as like enthusiasm towards the whole making animation thing. Not to say that I don't like it or I'm passionate about it, but it's hard to think of things all the time and to make them. But at the same time, I feel depressed if I'm not working on something. So it's, I don't know. I guess making art is better than not making art. So it is better than the alternative. Oh, you were drawing Halloween stuff too? Cool. Thought about trying Inktober this month, but I've actually never done Inktober. I always forget. But it seems like a pretty good thing to do. There's a whole bunch of communities built around it. It's interesting to see everyone's different styles, how they approach different topics. It's a good way to get out of one's head, to do something that's community based, so you can feed on other people's ideas, especially if you've been doing the same thing over and over. It can get you out of that rut, and you can get inspired by other people's stuff, and other people can get inspired by your stuff. Hi, Mr. Grim Jimmy. Thanks for joining this thing, whatever it is, and let me know what's going on. What are you doing? Thought about coloring this in pastels. It might go quicker, or crayons. I'm just using my prismacolor pencils that cost $6,000. Coloring's pretty therapeutic though, because you don't really have to think that much. It's really intuitive. Well, actually, that's not true. Coloring's really stressful, like if you want to make stuff balanced and harmonious. But I'm just doing thoughtless coloring right now. I don't have any plan for what's happening, so these pictures aren't gonna be that great. Plus I'm talking, and that's multitasking. Some people can talk and do stuff, but talking takes up all the RAM space in my brain, where it's like hard to make words and do other stuff at the same time. That's why when I'm driving, if someone's driving with me, sometimes I just need them to not talk, or else I'll end up at Taco Bell, and I hate Taco Bell. That actually happened one time, where I don't know where we were going. I think we were planning to go to this video game store, Vintage Stock, which there's a Taco Bell like across the street, but he was going on and on about something, and I was trying to be a good friend and pay attention and not just like nod my head and say where I'm not listening. So next thing I know, he's just telling me this story, and I'm going through the Taco Bell drive-thru, and I didn't even want anything, but I think he ended up getting something so that it wouldn't be awkward to just not buy anything. But that's what happens, man. Plus, with talking, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like thinking out loud in a way, but there's all sorts of dimensions to thinking that don't include words. Like you can have memories that have no words attached to them. It's just memories that you've experienced, and then to explain those memories to someone, you have to use words. But in a way, it's like a shallow representation of what's actually going in your head. No one can ever truly experience what it's like to be you, no matter how much you reach out to someone through words. But language does help us connect on some level. It's just not perfect. I think a lot about this kind of stuff. And I normally end up thinking the same thing over and over without getting anywhere. But lots of people seem to think this way, so maybe it's just one of those common shared human experiences, like how we all have similar facial expressions to represent emotions no matter where you're born. Just reading this Betty Edwards book today called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain, and there was a chapter on color, which I was trying to read in preparation for this live stream thing, and I'm realizing that I'm doing everything the opposite of what she was suggesting. So yeah. Bet this yellow isn't even showing up. You know what? I'm just gonna get weird here. I don't even care. It's whatevs. Ouch. Shoot. Sorry. Can anybody hear that classical music in the background? Oh, cool. The yellow is showing. Okay. Well, in that case, I guess I'll use yellow still. There's a bunch of these ASMR videos on coloring where it's just the sounds of the coloring. Those videos kind of creep me out, but the drawing ones aren't so bad. But the thing that's creepy, I think it's because whispering makes things creepy, because whispering is a type of interaction that's reserved for only the most intimate relationships. Mother and her baby, lovers. You don't whisper to people in a normal conversation. You know, you whisper like if there's a secret to be told, or it's like something really shady, or again if it's an intimate relationship. So having a stranger whisper to you over the internet that's I think what creeps me out about it. Probably shouldn't have started using red, because like this is blood down here, so I don't know what I'm doing, man. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday night. Getting ready for Monday. Oops. I sometimes don't know what day it is. A lot. I normally kind of just work on stuff every day, so the concept of a weekend is sort of irrelevant. Although this month I haven't been working on any animated projects. I just finished one up I was working on over the summer for a few months. In addition to tour visuals for a band, so it was like non-stop animating this summer, and now it feels like I was just in like in this animation mode for a few months, and now it's fall. It's already gonna be October, so I need to reassess what I'm doing here, project-wise. Because I like I said, I do like animation, but definitely getting to a breaking point where there needs to be other types of things going on. Even like related to animation, like via my own projects. But it's just interesting how things you like even can wear you out. You know, like you might really like chocolate cake, but you might not like it if you ate it every day. I think coloring and talking, it loosens my brain up in the sense that it lowers my inhibitions. So I kind of just say random crap that I might not say ordinarily. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Grim Jimmy says, in a couple hours, the first day of a marathon of madness. Back to work, woohoo! Today, school and work for me. Love your animated short mixed up. Oh, thanks, Bo. That was the last. Wait. Yeah, that was the last personal animation I ever did for one of my own songs. That was in 2014. Well, actually, I worked on it in 2013 for a music video contest for this band. They didn't pick it. So then I animated an extra minute to match the song I wrote. And so yeah, that was in 2014. And since then, I've been only doing client work. But I have notebooks of ideas for various projects. It's just a matter of figuring out how to tackle them. The last project was about cats in space. This old hermit dude, he's a painter of cats and he lives with 4 cats. And one night he's painting in his cabin in the woods and he's just staying up a little too late without sleep and he passes out. And then the 4 cats unlock a secret dimension in one of the paintings he was working on, and then they get sucked up into a pyramid and fly through space and end up on this pyramid planet with this cat elder dude who transforms the house cats into humanoid cats in spacesuits, puts them on a spaceship and sends them on a mission to destroy this planet-eating crocodile. And then stuff happens and other stuff, and then other stuff. But I don't know if I should give stuff away, but that's like the setup. Actually, that's like the whole music video except for the very ending. But hopefully that'll come out soon. Not sure when. Yeah. I think I'm almost done with this bad boy. Just add some green in here to weirding it up. Green is an eerie color. Well, actually it's a peaceful color, but every color has both negative and every color has both negative and positive qualities to it, depending on the context. Like green can represent growth, or it can represent sickness. Purple can represent royalty, or it can represent ghost type Pokemon. But it also depends on your culture and what the colors represent, like what you're conditioned to associate certain colors with. But some colors are pretty universal because they're found in nature and have a pretty obvious message. Like red in nature is, that's a pretty extreme color. White can be innocence or ghostliness. I don't know there's other stuff. I'm sure you guys know stuff. Stuff about stuff and whatnot. I'm doing this on the floor, so yeah, my legs are about to fall asleep. Just about ready to give up on this one. This is a spider web behind him. Probably won't do anything with it. Maybe give him a pink glow. And then we'll call this skull Done and Dead. I was trying to think like what holidays I like. What's your favorite holiday? Because the next couple months it's gonna be holiday madness, just one after another. I kind of like chill stuff. I guess Christmas is my favorite holiday. I guess that's a boring answer. Make the spiderweb pop a little more. I wonder if this pink is showing up at all. It's really hard to tell what's gonna show up on the camera. Plus I think the lighting's okay. I don't know how the video quality is on the live stream and stuff. Like, trying to figure. Maybe I'll darken this around here. Man, I kind of miss high school. Like having art projects to work on and you know exactly what you have to work on. And there's like really no real consequences. Although grades felt like a big deal back in the day. But it's kind of like going to school, you're not getting paid to do all this work. So I guess that's the good thing about being an adult, is like you can actually get paid for doing stuff. But then it's also really stressful because you want to do a good job. Ooh, it got some 3D modeling going on. That's fancy. Got Halloween's Your Favorite Kid pin. Very nice. Yeah, I like all the weird creatures, I guess. I don't like people coming up trick-or-treating, though. Guess I should do something with this dude's teeth. Oh, this might be a mistake. Let's see here. Man, I might just be all psychedelic on the next pictures and not try to... Well, I guess I'm not really sticking with Halloween colors here that much. I mean, the purple and orange. Let's see. Oh, cool. That shows someone likes his art class. That's good. I really liked taking art in high school. Well, I was actually, I homeschooled up until 7th grade. And then I went to a private school, which was not super great. And then I homeschooled again in 8th grade. And so I never had art classes, but was always drawing. And then in 9th grade I went back to the private school, but they didn't have any art classes. So I just really was learning from copying Dragon Ball Z pictures and Sonic the Hedgehog and making up my own comics. So when I went to public school in 10th grade, there were actual art classes, and it was like it was definitely something I was grateful to be exposed to, because like you can learn a lot on your own, but getting the fundamentals down, I do think it's a little helpful to have mentors or teachers. But now it's pretty radical with YouTube and the internet. You can learn so much on your own for a fraction of the price, or even free if you're willing to put the work in. So that's definitely opened up a lot of opportunities for self-learners, which is pretty cool. And my art teacher was very much into weird and experimental art, so he always encouraged me to just kind of do whatever. Let's see here. Oh cool, he got hooked on to art from DBZ as well. This picture's dumb, as in done. So here's a bunch of pumpkins. Just go over a light shade of yellow, and then add the oranges and reds. This is Mozart in the background, by the way. Royalty-free classical music. Can't use Radiohead, unfortunately. So, the next best choice. Can't draw a pumpkin, right? Well, just kind of start out with a circle shape like every drawing. You know, just do some of this. Just kind of like, you know, I just sort of, let's see here, this will even show up. Okay, so just kind of start out with like a circle, and then add some more circle shapes just coming out to the sides, you know, like kind of like an ear, like a really big ear on either side. Just kind of sketch it in like that, you know, and then you can just kind of do a little swoopy stem like that. Maybe add a little leaf coming out there. Maybe another one coming out right there. Then draw some lines there. Maybe down here a little bit. And then you can add some like pumpkin-y little growth stuff happening around there if you want. So yeah, that's how you draw a pumpkin. Somewhat. Yeah, that's a good point. The pumpkins are wonky, so it's okay to draw. It's okay if the drawing is too. It gives it character. Exactly. It's stylized. We're not going for reality here. Well, yeah, like you said, reality, it is wonky. I think sometimes for drawing, people sometimes get intimidated that it has to be perfect, but real life isn't perfect. Like, there's so many imperfections in everything. When you perceive an image as it is, it's very much different than how one draws an image as they remember it, or like symbolically draw something. Like, for instance, if a kid were to draw a tree, they would know symbolically trees has leaves, which are green, so they're drawing in symbols. They aren't actually looking at the actual shapes of a tree and all the different dimensions of it. And then they know that there's a trunk holding up the leaves that is brown. So this is how a kid would draw a tree. They would draw it symbolically. They wouldn't draw the tree as they actually perceive it in real time, looking at the shapes and the values and everything that makes a tree a tree. Like, a tree is a word is a symbol, tree. But this isn't a tree, this is a symbol. And this word, this isn't a tree. These are just letters that represent something that exists in reality, but it's far more complicated than the words we use to describe the reality. What was I doing? Oh yeah. So, just gonna color these weird pumpkins. Is it pumpkin or pumpkin? I have trouble saying certain words. I think I have a speech impediment. Like, certain words, it took me a long time to figure out how they're actually said. Like cinnamon. Oh yeah, I was doing the pumpkins first. Okay. Just focus on one thing at a time. Although sometimes it's better to get more colors down before you start really defining any single area, because every individual area influences the other. Like, if you have a really solid a really vivid color here, then what you do around it will matter. It'll influence just how vivid this area is. So I'll probably rework some of this stuff. But I'm just doing a very haphazard method. The verdict is out. It's pumpkin. Thank you. Probably make these ones in the background more duller and brown. A lot of artists don't even use black when they're trying to make colors darker. They'll use the complementary color, like the color that's on the opposite side of the color wheel, because that will actually dampen or reduce the saturation without making it dull. Like black will actually just make the color less vivid, but it like can dull it or dampen it in a way that loses some of the punch in the life, which can be fine if that's what you're going for. Like there's no super right or wrong way to do anything. It's all just what effect you're going for, what you're trying to communicate. But I'm being very haphazard. I'm kind of just grabbing random stuff because, well, for one thing, I'm talking, so it's making my brain feel like there's too many windows open. You know, if you have a bunch of programs open on your computer, it'll slow it down. My brain can run 2 programs, talking and drawing, but not super efficiently. Oh dang, I don't know where I put my other green I was using. I don't know what green I was using to color this. Guess it was this one. Started watching Frasier. It's really good. Normally I don't really watch stuff. Well, you know, there's people who say like you don't watch TV, but then they watch like 5 hours a day of YouTube or Netflix. I count that as TV basically. So I'm not gonna say I don't watch TV, but I don't watch TV in the sense that I don't watch stuff that much. I mostly just listen to soundtracks when I'm drawing, but I do like to watch Netflix when I'm falling asleep, and I have a million things on my to watch list, and what ends up happening is I spend 15 minutes debating with myself what series I want to start, but it's like I don't want to invest all this time into a series, like stick with it. So I normally end up just watching The Office. But then Netflix recommended Frasier because I keep watching The Office, and I actually decided to give it a chance. And I was laughing every other line. It is an extremely well written show. The characters are all so neurotic in their own way, but likable. They aren't like so many shows nowadays. There's like a lot of characters who are like, it's good to have characters who are flawed, and they don't have to be likable. Like there's a lot of characters I really appreciate that aren't likable, but it seems like more and more characters are just hard for me to like. Actually, that's not true. There's a lot of shows where, I mean, there's a lot of diversity in writing styles. Like nowadays, there's more content than any other time, so there's pretty much something out there for whatever you're looking for, taste-wise. But Frasier I've been very pleasantly surprised. Oh, I saw. Let's see. It's Sunny on Wait, what? It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm trying to think. If I did, it was a long time ago. But I think I might have. Oh, Hilda's a good show. Yeah. Just saw the trailer for that. The animation looks beautiful. I think the last kind of recent show I watched, let's see, I watched Stranger Things, which I liked that, and I just finished Atypical, which was pretty interesting. I could kind of relate to the main character in a lot of ways, because I used to have turtles and was obsessed with turtles. But that's another interesting show where every character is neurotic in their own way. But the show focuses on this kid who's on the autistic spectrum trying to figure out high school. And there's a lot of drama stuff. I'm not really into dramas normally. But I thought they did a pretty good job of not demonizing any one character or making any one character seem like the absolute best person ever. Every character is very neurotic and flawed. Even the psychologist who's, trying to help the kid who's atypical. But, and then the other show I saw was Mindhunter, which, that one's pretty dark. But it's all mostly psychological. There's not a ton of actual violence that you see. And if you have any interest in abnormal psychology, that's a really effective show. And I think, David Fincher directed the first few episodes, so it has his style throughout. But other than that, mostly just stick with The Office when in doubt. Oh, thanks. You like the purple stems. Kinda wasn't... Yeah, when in doubt, just use purple, you know? See here. pretty cool to be alive. Thanks for joining me on this life journey. This is what's happening right now at this moment in time is the most recent event in the history of the entire universe. There has never been a time more recent than right now. And now it's now. And it just keeps going. You're always living in the most novel and new part of reality. Sometimes I can't tell if something I'm saying is super profound or super dumb. Maybe both. It's kind of hard to draw sitting down like this. Oh. Whoops. Oh well. Probably do a few more, like 2 more pages maybe. Oh dang, it's already 11:53, what? That is April Foolish. Does anyone have any plans this week? Sometimes I like to have plans so I'll know what's going on, but some plans really stress me out. Where, for instance, if, like, say I have to go to the dentist, then whatever day I'm going to the dentist, I can't really concentrate on anything until I get the appointment over with. Because a lot of the stuff I like to do requires the luxury of losing track of time, entering the flow state. Like if you're writing a song or working on some kind of intensely creative project, you need a solid chunk of time to devote only to that without interruptions. So plans and phone calls and all that jazz, those are interruptions. That's why I don't use the phone. Email's better. But I also kind of get stressed out from email. Because then sometimes you open up your email box and there's a bunch of them. And then sometimes there's no emails, and then that can be sad too. Oh man, that's a pumpkin back there. I don't even know what's going on here. There's a bunch of pumpkins in the background. Draw these with cooler colors. Cooler colors are good for stuff in the distance. because cold colors are good for stuff in the distance. But warm colors pop out in the front. Oh yes, I used to listen to the Gorillas a ton. Haven't in a while though. But I remember liking their animated music videos and the whole concept of having the band be represented by cartoon avatars. It's pretty brilliant. My computer's being loud. Maybe it's the live streaming making it work hard. I think I'm gonna use coloring crowns next time I do this. And the theme will be coloring with cheap materials. But I guess it's nice to put these prismacolors to use, because I haven't been using them in ages. They do get expensive. They're like $1 or $2, I think, per pencil. And get a pack of like 60 pencils, you know. But the Copic markers are worse. I saved up for those so many years ago, and then drew like a few pictures with it, and got a little frustrated because I need to get better paper quality for them. You really need paper that's good enough for watercolors, because the Copic markers are so wet. But I've seen people do some pretty radical stuff with them. But lately I've just been drawing digitally, which is nice because you never run out of pixels, never run out of light. I mean, I guess you could run out of electricity, but it's much more cost effective. It's a lot easier to edit stuff. But there's certain things that are harder about it too. For instance, drawing on a tablet or even a Cintiq, you don't have the same muscle control. You have to sort of relearn muscle memory. So it's almost like learning how to draw again. Not quite, like you still have your skills and your knowledge, but it definitely challenges your brain to figure out how to adapt to this new tool. But when it comes to animating 2D style, like doing the traditional animation frame by frame, it's definitely nice to be able to draw directly into the computer program and have the frames already in there versus having to draw on paper and scan in or photograph hundreds and hundreds of drawings, which takes hours and hours of work just to get the artwork in there. So if you're working digitally, you completely bypass that process of having to capture pictures captured for you automatically. So that's like one of my favorite things about digital animation. But I try my best to emulate traditional cell animation because I really like the hand-drawn aesthetic. Stuff that looks too digital or processed, I'm really not the biggest fan of in most cases. That new Dragon Ball Z movie with Broly, the art style looks like a manga come to life. The line quality is it's like not perfect line quality. It's kind of more sketchy. So it's like the best Dragon Ball Z has looked in ages. Kind of looks like, I don't know, like cotton candy. This looks like candy. I can't tell if I've been talking a lot or talking not at all. This is a surreal experience. Normally when I blank out and I don't know what to say, I end up talking about talking. Because I always have something to say about talking. It's a little bit like some kind of curse. It's like if you were afraid of clowns, and then the only thing you see on TV is stuff about clowns. Or maybe it's just you notice it more. Because you definitely notice what you notice. Well, obviously, but our brains are really good at focusing on what they're primed to focus on and ignoring irrelevant information. So that's why I'm trying to be positive about stuff and think positive thoughts, because that is a feedback loop where you'll feel better. Then if you feel better, you think better, and if you think better, you feel better. And the opposite is true, where if one has negative thoughts, then you physically feel worse, because it literally creates stress hormones. Like it raises your cortisol to think self-defeating thoughts, and then the stress actually physically harms your body like a toxin, and then that makes you think worse because you feel worse. So it's all a feedback loop. So if you can't think of anything positive, you can always remember that you're breathing, which is better than the alternative. Like that in itself is a miracle. Just the fact of existing. It's so unlikely that we would be breathing and alive. So it's pretty crazy and cool. But I hope everyone's doing well, and I hope you're able to work on something creative and rest up for the week. Sorry. Don't think about psych stuff. My bad. I won't talk anymore about thinking stuff. I won't think about it. Coloring's therapeutic. It's been scientifically proven to reduce stress, according to someone. Almost done with this one. After this one, I'm just gonna do one more. I'm gonna color it fast. Then I might call it a night. And I hope this looks alright. This coloring book I made, it's called Halloween Madness. But a couple years ago when I was working on it, I had a thing where for people who signed up to my email list, they'd get sent a couple free pages to color. And so I put it on my Facebook, and like all these moms were getting it. So, cause like apparently one of the biggest demographics of coloring books is women like age 40 and up. So I don't think they knew that I did like animation stuff too. And I kind of just stopped doing the coloring book stuff. You know, it was just a short little thing, this experiment of making coloring books. So I had all these like moms who are into coloring for stress relief on my email list, and then the next email I send is this email of a music video, Cold Fear, for Moon Duo, where dudes' organs are being ripped out and like humans are getting eaten by these alien monsters. And then I lost like 100 email subscribers because I think I creeped them out. So this is the last drawing I'm gonna do. It's gonna color them like different colors. Well, obviously, but yeah. Oh, and then I did a coloring book after that called Snowman Wonderland. Then I realized this might not be the best idea to make a coloring book about snowmen, because snowmen are white. So there wasn't really that much to color. And I'm realizing that now, coloring this ghost, because ghosts are normally white. So I'm just going to do some shading. But yeah, I think the coloring book craze kind of definitely, it got a little oversaturated. I think the peak was in 2015, and it's gone down ever since then. But there are diehard colorists out there who have, you know, 1 million coloring books. And it's not a fad in the sense that it's something that came and went. Coloring books have been around for decades and decades. They're not going anywhere. It's just the big coloring boom is over. And it might happen again, who knows. It's just, no one can really predict when these things happen. Kind of like vinyl, how vinyl really came back, even though it's an older format. But people like having that physical artifact to hold and collect, and you see the artwork up all big. I've been kind of thinking about getting a vinyl record player. Not really sure. I don't know that much about them. And there's a pretty wide range of prices. But I did watch this one video of like a blind test, and people couldn't tell the difference between a 200 one versus a 1800 one. So I don't know. But I'll just wait it out a few months, and before I impulsively buy anything, just see if I'm okay living without it, and then, do some research. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Cassette tapes made a comeback too. Those are collectible, like any kind of physical thing. Even CDs, even though CD sales have been going down since the 2000s. Or really, yeah, since, I forget the exact year, but when digital downloads became mainstream, CD sales have been going down, and also thanks to streaming. But that type of physical media has resale value. It has a collector's status, like there's a reason to collect it, whereas digital downloads have zero inherent value. These aren't physical artifacts that increase in value over time. They have no value, at least like no intrinsic value. Plus people can listen to them for free. But something that's kind of cool is like Bandcamp. People will go onto Bandcamp and buy musicians' albums, just like download them even, as a way to support them. So like give people the option to buy things, and they will. So it seems like a good thing to have options for everyone. Like a band should have vinyls, CDs, and digital downloads to give people the option. But of course nowadays, like touring bands, the CD is made to promote the tour. They make their money, their living from touring, selling merch and selling concerts, and the CD is essentially written to support the tour. Whereas before the internet became super popular, like in the 90s and before that, during the radio age, the tour was done to support the CD, to sell CDs. So it's completely flipped the strategy. Some bands started selling USBs, which is kind of interesting. I think Nine Inch Nails did something like that, where they would just leave USBs in the bathrooms of their concerts, and there'd be stuff on them. But Trent Reznor is very innovative. saw one picture where it was like young Trent Reznor, like looking super ticked off and mad about society, and the caption was like something like screw the system, and then there was right next to it a picture of him in his 40s or 50s getting this like some big award or something, and he was all dressed up fancy and clean shaven, and then it just had him kind of shrugging like like he was okay with the system. Kind of funny. I like his soundtrack work. There's a lot of musicians doing soundtrack work now. Well, obviously, like musicians like bands, like popular bands. Johnny Greenwood's done a bunch for P.T. Anderson. The first soundtrack he did, Body Song, was for this experimental movie about just like being a human. There was no plot or actors. It was all like documentary and live footage. That one's really interesting. He used a lot of instruments in weird ways. It's probably his most experimental one. And then Tom York's working on one for this horror movie. But the song he wrote for it's really beautiful. You think VHS will come back? Maybe. I mean, as long as there's people who are nostalgic for it. But I don't know, I think like the next generation ahead of me, like people younger than me, they don't have the attachment to physical media. They've grown up with tablets and like they don't have that emotional attachment in the same way that other people would. But there'll always be those eccentric few who are yet to be born who will be diehard hobbyists and collectors. Just like now there's like people who are into collecting like railroad sets or something that's not so mainstream anymore. I don't know, I haven't really been bitten by the collector's bug. When I buy stuff, I mostly want it to be stuff that I'll actually use. So like, even like video games, like I'd never buy a video game just to have it or collect it. It's always has to be something that I like and that I'll spend time with. But I can definitely see like vinyl, like even though I can listen to all the songs for free on YouTube, there is something cool about having the artwork all big like that. And of course the sound quality would be different on vinyl, a little more warm, a little more like you're in the room with the band. Don't know if it sounds better. I would say maybe different. Oh yeah. Yep, I have Waking Life. Saw it in high school when it came out. Need to rewatch it. Be cool to make a movie like kind of rotoscoped, but in a like each scene in that movie, the scoping style was a little different, so it never felt like just straight up tracing over film. They did add their own stylistic choices to it. Kind of being lazy with my color choices here. When in doubt, stick with 2 complementary colors, and it's 2 main colors to work with. Then it's hard to do stuff that's really discordant, clashes. Not that I'm doing that, I'm not, but man, it's already 12:30. What? Oh dang, it's October. What? What? No. Why? Death. Man, I remember last year when it was October, and I was thinking the same thing. I gotta get this show on the road, man. Oh well. No sense in fretting over time. Nothing we can do about it. Just be thankful that I'm able to worry about time in the first place. Can anybody hear this music in the background? I actually like October as well. It's just, I'm always surprised when the month is over and it's another month already. Man, one month is, wait, 1 week is 2% of the year, about. In some ways, I feel like I've been alive forever. Wonder if I should do something for this background. Oh, I guess I'll just color it black. That'll help the whites of the ghosts pop out, I guess. These are my business cards. The only ones I've handed out are, well, I gave a bunch to my mom because she gives them to people, but when I'm going on the plane somewhere, sometimes whoever I'm sitting by will just keep talking to me or something. So just random encounters where people are talking to me, they ask what I do, and then I show them my business card and say I do stuff like that, like animation stuff. And then I have to tell them I don't do drugs because it's all psychedelic. So like the last business card I gave out was to this 80-year-old grandma, and she said it looks funny, so hopefully she didn't watch any of the music videos that are more creepy. But I should probably try to network with other people, but I probably won't. I like coloring these big areas like this, just a single color, because I know exactly what I have to do, and it's meditative. Like, there's no second guessing myself. No, should I use this color or that color? Color over here, color over there. It's just color inside the lines, you know? Don't think outside the box. Sometimes not thinking outside the box is the way to go. It's not always a good idea to try to swim against the current. A lot of people try to swim against the current because they think that's what they're supposed to do, but it might not be. Yeah, I don't even like the word networking. It sounds too Orwellian, but I know it's not a bad thing. Like, every human relationship is some form of networking. So the way words sound, you know, like, networking is a good thing. I think it gets a bad rep though, because there's like that stereotypical image of the person who walks into a party and like just walks up to every person and gives them their business card without any context, like without, you know, establishing any other kind of connection first, and then that can feel a little slimy. Almost done. Might color this ghost's eyes, like shade them red or something. I don't know. Whew. Oh, those are my knuckles popping, in case people were wondering. Sorry if that's rude or something. I know some people get grossed out by stuff like that. Oh, thanks. You like the yellow eyes? Whoops. Right when I start coloring them. I'm just gonna shade the bottom part like this. Hope this doesn't look worse. Does that look okay? Cools? Sweet. Well, think I'll call this a night, guys. Oh, cool. It looks better with the shading. Thanks. I hope everyone has a lovely evening. Can rest up. Get ready to rock and roll this week. Keep up the fight. Stay hungry. Don't give up. Be happy. And it's okay to be sad too, though. And I'll see you some other time. Probably gonna make more stuff. I'm working on music and animation. And next week I'll probably draw some more pictures on here. And I want to do more live streams of music as well. I got an Ebo. I was making a bunch of atmospheric stuff. But this coloring book is called Halloween Madness by Micah Buzan. Links below. Smash that like button. Subscribe. Keyword here. And there's like 30 pages in here, so I doubt I'll finish this book this month. So I might just pick and choose like random pages if any of these look worth coloring to you. Like if there's any in particular that I should color. Otherwise, I'll just keep coloring just random pictures and talking. Probably gonna do it on Sunday nights, but I might not do it every, it's like these live streams aren't gonna be super consistent, but at the moment, like most likely, if I do a live stream, it'll be on a Sunday at 11 p.m. specific time. And other than that, I've got other stuff coming, like lyric videos of books I've been reading and learning stuff from to summarize for you guys. And also because making videos of talking about stuff helps me to talk about stuff. So hopefully it'll help you learn stuff as well. And in the meantime, I hope you have a safe month. Don't do drugs. Don't talk to boys. And join that notification squad. Actually, you don't have to, but just be ready. If you want to watch these things again, it'll just be on 11 on Sundays sometimes, but not every time. And thanks for watching. And this is the last page of the book. Oh wait, actually this is awkward. Okay. And I'll see you guys on the next video. And so, thank you for watching. And thank you for subscribing. And thanks for chatting in the chat box. You guys are cool. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace. How do I end this thing? What?